feather and rode out to the city limits on a rail.
Well, why should he get rode out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments, uniforms, and instruction books, he has to guarantee to teach the kids to play and form them kids into a band with himself as the leader.
Sure like to be around when you catch with that fellow.
Well, not on this trip. Not in Iowa. Even the great Professor Hill wouldn't try to sell them neckboy hot guys out here.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. Perhaps I'll have to give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name?
If she passes by, point her out to me. All right. My first step will be to keep your music teacher off balance. Then I have to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in. River City ain't in any trouble. Then I have to create some. I need to create a desperate need for a boys' band. So what can I use?
Nothing. Except the billiard table, billiard parlor, just put in a new pool table.
You never had a pool table before?
No, only billiards.
That'll do. Either you're closing your eyes to a situation you don't wish to acknowledge, or you're not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here I say trouble, right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, so to be mighty proud to say it, Molly's mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hands are golden. Help me develop force and a cool head and a keen eye. Now, friends, let me tell you what I do. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in the table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum. Capital B and that rhymes with E and that stands for cool. Now, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents, but I'm going to be perfectly frank. You know what kind of conversation goes on while the wolf is around that pump. You'll be trying out people, trying out cubits, trying out tame remains like cigarette beans, and bragging all about how there's no breath with sense. One fine night, they'll leave the pool hall, and for the dance at the army, libertine men and scarlet woman, and ragtime, dangerous music that'll drag the sun, and your daughter into the arms of a jungle animal instinct mass stereo. Friends, to idle brain is the devil's playground trouble.
Oh, you got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With the capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children's gonna have trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed the warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The moment your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers? Below the knee? Trouble! Oh, yes. Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell.
Trouble!
And so man.
Trouble!
If so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, you got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With the capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
With the capital T.
With a capital T. That rhymes with P.
Stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
Did you drop your...
No.
Did I meet you in...
No.
I'm only going to be in town for a short while.
Good. Hello, Mama. Hello, dear. Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute. Yes, ma'am. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town. Oh. Oh. I've never seen him before. Did he say anything? He tried. Did you say anything? Oh, Mama, of course not. All right, Amaryllis. Now for exercises. So do la re ti mi little sparring please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear. If you don't mind my saying so, it would have hurt to find out what the gentleman wanted. Oh, I know what the gentleman wanted. What, dear? You'll find it in bold then. Excuse me for having put I never read it. Neither is anyone else in this town. There you go again with that same old comment about you, Mama. I have my standards where men are concerned. I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man alive who can hope to measure up to that blended long onion, same path that no left to the confidence of, having an Irish imagination, an idle feminist, and your library full of books. Well, if that is the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I get a...
May I have one?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear. Is that a way to walk inside the house?
Hello.
That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss for my boy. That lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you come? I would especially like it if you come, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, Amarilla's asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name?
He won't say Amarillo because of the S because of his list. He's ashamed.
We all know about his list, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop.
I'll bet he won't even say it.
No, thank you, Amarillo.
Amaryllis, Amaryllis. Why does he get so mad at people just because of his list?
It's not just because he lists Amaryllis. That's only part of it.
What's the other part?
Oh, never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, we all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he never talks to me, but I do to him. I say goodnight to him on the Evening Star. You have to say it the very second you see him, or else it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
Oh, there, Dorothy. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never! Not an elegant old man like you.
Well, for the time being, just say goodnight by someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right, that's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can go play your crossing in peace.
Now I may play my crossing in
As mayor of River City, I welcome you, River citizens, to the 4th of July exercises set up here in Madison Gymnasium on account of the weather. Fourscore. The members of the school board will now present the patriotic tableau. No? Oh, the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watangi girls of the local wigwam of Hiwapa will now present the spectacle in which my wifey Little McKechnie Shin will be leading the singing. The Pain's fireworks spectacle, brought to you by the last days of Pompeii, will now take place, providing the rain stops by 9:30.
How could it be raining? Seems like it's never been fair.
Sure did, that's why we all prepared for a storm.
The Gazette is accurate most of the time, and you know it, JC.
You won't get her in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
Will you members of the school board stop bickering in public?
All the world was saying was...
Never mind.
We heard there's a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now just a minute.
Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with the exercises?
We don't want any more exercises till we get this pool table model settled.
Yeah! Let's protect our children. Yeah! Resist city corruption. Yeah! Fight that devil and keep our young boys pure.
Yeah!
May I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, but wave my hand this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize a River City Boys Band. Oh, think my friends having any pool table ever hope to compete with the gold trombone? Ra-da-ra-da-da-da-da. Remember, my friends, when a handful of trumpet players did to the famous big old walls of Jericho? Oh, million power walls come tumbling down. Oh, band, I do my friends, yes, I mean a boy band, do you hear me? Well, River City's gotta have a boys band, and I mean she needed today. Well, Professor Harold Hill is on hand, and River City's gotta have a boys band. As sure as the Wall Street little green apples in that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred, and you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. And you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, the shimmer of trumpets, da-da-da. You'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed. Gilmore, Liverati, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy and John Phillips Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. Arranged with 110 quartets, close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows to find the virtuosos of everything was bad. 76 strong, big sun with 110 quartets right behind them. They were one of the me that for my oldest girl last Sunday?
I wasn't either, Tanya.
Don't you contradict me.
We just walking together. She's so peace.
You watch her physology. I know what you was doing. My little Gracie Senior. Now you stay away from my oldest girl or you'll hear from me to who lay the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you Monday morning about this band. Over at City Hall. 10 o'clock sharp. Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough. He's got his gang waiting outside.
Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Oh, young lady. Oh, miss. What's your name?
Lydia, I don't know where you reckon me. You got it.
Do you know Tommy the Jewess?
Well,
Tommy, this is Anita. Escort the young lady home. By way of the candy parlor.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir. Professor, you're bright, young fella. You made a few mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own the billiard parlor and the new pool table.
Oh. What was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl. Just a minute, Professor Hill. We'd like to have your credentials. Academic certificates. Nothing of the kind. Make a bond of buffoon. We need letters and papers.
What am I hearing? You, sir, ice cream.
I'm afraid I don't sing.
Then say it down here.
Ice cream.
Slowly.
Ice cream.
See, the always stay talking. And you.
Ice cream.
And you.
Ice cream.
And you.
Ice cream.
And all together.
Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on, you will never see one of these men without the other three.
Why, Professor, you're wrong. Why, they paid me just for 15 years.
Ice cream.
No.
I've got some wonderful caramels from the hotel.
Mr. Hill.
Professor.
Professor of what? At what college do they give degrees for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold middle class of all thought.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I am not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some other people in this town. And I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there which may very well give me some interesting information about you. Oh, Professor Hill! Professor Hill! Veronica, don't say it! Thank you! Don't say it like a man. I'm Ethel Tupperware. And this is Mrs. Squires, Mrs. Hicks, and of course, Lady McKechnie. I mean, it's right. Isn't it exciting you live? Oh, I could not say. Oh, I couldn't say. At this time, my husband will wish to investigate. I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh, yes, I'm reticent.
Of course, Mrs. Shu. I understand. However, part of my plans include a committee on dance and... Wait.
Wait, Mrs. Shin. Your foot, the way you raised it just now.
Well, I have a bunion there that bothers me.
Oh, what beauty, what grace, what demonstration of line and movement.
Mr. Hill?
Mrs. Shin, you must accept the chairmanship for the ladies' auxiliary for the classic dance, mustn't she, ladies?
Oh, yes, you must, you lady.
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks no sortie. Will you accept? Will you?
You're learning my technician, well, that is dancing! Well,
So you accept?
yes indeed, I would like to say.
Thank you! Now, the lady who plays the piano, Marion Prue, I believe? After all, she is the librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, keep, talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheap, talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheap, talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheap, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, kind of a lot, any committee, pick a little, such an entire, such a dirty,
Dirty books?
Chaucer!
Revelers!
Balzac!
And the worst thing,
Of course I shouldn't tell you this, but I'll tell.
no, the man is on my street. I'll tell. Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town, so she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium, Madison Picnic Park, Madison Hospital. That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think he was anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. Gave the town the library too, didn't she?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh yes, that woman with brazen overtures with a gilded guarantee. She had a golden glitter around her just snap her down and yell and feel a lump of land is called a steel. Here, where a woman's heart should be.
He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her.
Chaucer!
Revelers! Balzac!
Mrs. Peru, do you realize you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
Your boy has that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles. By George, not that he could ever be really great or anything.
Oh, and in the name of Saint Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all great cornet players were Irish. Oh Clark, oh Mendes, oh Klein.
Professor, we're Irish.
No, really. That clinches it. Sign here, Mr. Peru. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Fine. That'll be $7 earnest money that can do to the first noble people in opening a band practice. Now, Mr. Peru, I will need your boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Hello, son.
Would it have
A stripe. Certainly, my boy, a wide red stripe on each side. What do you think of that?
You'll have he's with the professor, we can get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. So if you can get him to play the band, it'd be a miracle. By the way, where did you say you were from?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Washington.
Gold medal class 5. Why, hello, Miss Million.
Mr. Hill, he wants to put with him in the band. Do you burst in on everyone's home like this? Marion! We're not interested.
Now, why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else? You'll have to excuse Marion. She's not really...
Please. I'm sure that heart, she's as lovely as you are. Now, good day to you.
Good day, Professor. Marion Peru! Has he gone? I hope not forever. Darling, do you ever think of your future? Gary, Indiana Conservatory. Class of '05. No, really, darling. Now, Mama, the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me. All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the steel in one jar and the flint in another, you'll never strike much of a fire. Oh, Mama. Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go to the library and ask Miss Scrub to give the book I set aside. It's the Indiana Education Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down. Now, what are you up to? What would you need books at this hour of the night for? I have a feeling that the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Zanita! Hey, Zanita! Meet me after supper.
Meet you where?
The footbridge. Last time the lumberyard and now the footbridge. And where will you meet me after that? In a park called Calcutta?
God.
Tommy, it's Papa.
Didn't I say get that spellbinder Harold Hill's credentials? I said it, morning of July 4th, 1912.
Yes, George, but...
And now the whole town's turned upside down. The school board is singing up street and down alley instead of tending to city manners.
Oh, Mayor Shin, I have found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater,
Is who?
his university.
I know all about that. In fact, that's the only thing I can't get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of '05.
If you'll just take some time to read a little about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look any further. It's on page.
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon's come from the depot.
At this hour of the day, the Wells Fargo wagon?
It could be band instruments.
The band instruments? I want that man's credentials!
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be. I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday. In March I got a great mackinac. And once I got some grapefruit from Tampa. Montgomery Moore sent me a batch of Venom Cross. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. A free case and fries with COT. It could be curtains or dishes or a double boiler, or it could be, yes, it could be, yes, you're right. Surely it could be something special, something very, very special now, just for me.
begin in due course. In the meantime, stay off the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think about the minuets in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Sister, I never thought I'd see anything so seductive as structurally solid gold thing. Oh, sister.
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I'd better hear some by-gad shooting out of horns in pretty short order, or I'll see you in front of the grand jury. And now, Miss Mary, about that book.
Come, George!
Hold on, I gotta get something from the librarian. About the book.
I have never seen Winthrop so happy. Thank you, Professor Hill.
My pleasure, Miss Marian.
Start her up, Mr. Washburn. Wait till you see the new stuff Professor Hill taught us.
All right, what'll it be?
The Shaboopy. Shaboopy!
Now, a woman who'll kiss on the very first date is usually a hussy. And a woman who'll wait till the second time out is anything but fussy. And a woman who'll kiss on the third time around, head in the clouds, feet on the ground. She's a girl he's glad he's found. She's his shaboopy, 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 shaboopy. Shaboopy, shaboopy.
Oh, you can't make her yet.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll get from tripping over their beards. I'll tell you something. A fine young feather, a feathered young, never mind. Oliver, Daisy, Ewart, Olin. I want this man's references and I want him tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slippier than Mississippi sturgeon.
Professor Hill, I think that Mayor Schiff has behaved so dominantly, and I think it was wonderful coming to Tommy's defense.
Well, a man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and a brave man only 500.
Yes, I just wish I was a little more informed. You know, I've been meaning to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
Miss Cornett, mother of Coral Keys.
I'm sure it's fine. He tells me about some thinking system. If he thinks the minuet in G, then he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor.
Now, Miss Mary, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. However, these things cannot be discussed here in public. But if you would allow me to call, what may I call?
Why, any night to speak.
Piccolo taco, chip, 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 taco, piccolo taco, chip, 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 you're so dancing, I did in the shop, chip, chip, John, this sounds great. Piccolo taco, chip, 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 chip. You dance like a fairy princess with the movement for your clothes. You're the clothes for trimming the hair, the silver shoots for about to see. We know that you were so not close to giving heart. Here is gold, here, where a woman's heart should be. Fairy princess, moonbeam floor, golden shimmer, silver shoes, now unfold, heart of gold, here where woman's heart should be. Professor told us to read those books and we simply adore them all. Sure, sir. Let's go, Zach. Piccolo taco, chip, 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 piccolo taco, chip, 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 chip.
Anvils before. That's something, well, quite different.
that he cozies up to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you said the last word.
Mary, who are you just talking to? Why, Professor Hill?
The top of the evening, Mrs. Peru, Miss Marion.
You two come and sit. I've got some jelly on the stove. There is no jelly on the stove. Well then, I'll put some on.
Shall we sit, as your mother said?
Well,
Did ask you to call.
Professor Hill, is it true that you... What I am trying to say is... I must be very dull company for a man of your experiences.
Now say, what do you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marion, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty, yes?
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. And no matter what they'd say, he'd left me an assured job so that my mother and Winthrop and I would have some security. Oh, surely you don't believe.
Of course not. That's exactly what I'm saying. Well, why do you think these rumors?
Well, narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Well, jealousy mostly, I suppose.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. So what have you heard?
Well, just that, I mean, it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to, well, take you for instance, your attentions to customers, and well, teachers might easily be misinterpreted. I mean, how honestly, might they?
What might?
Rumors and things. And so to speak, another salesman were jealous. Well, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
Why?
And it just proves that you shouldn't believe everything you hear. I mean, if you discuss things.
Of course, Miss Marion. I would discuss anything in the world with you. However, couldn't we do it sitting down? Your knees do bend and all.
Oh, we could sit on the porch steps.
We could also sit on a large hollow log over at the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't think of it. I have never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk. Meet me there in 15 minutes.
Please, some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian, pile up enough tomorrows, and you'll find you've collected nothing but a bunch of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I want to make today worth remembering. The footbridge, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama! What? I just told Professor Hill that I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be. And the saints be praised. It works.
What does?
I've been using the think system on you from the parlor.
hunt this man down right now like a mad dog. There won't be any Harrowtail either. He'll be on the next train right out of town.
Now will you believe me?
Yeah! Well, what are we waiting for?
Yeah! I want my money back.
Yeah! Money back, I want his hide.
Yeah!
Sure. When you find him, bring it to the schoolhouse.
All right, go get the rig. I got it. What time's the break, though?
9:40 from the junction.
Well, it's 19:30 then.
Look, you want to throw the wordle around here and get yourself caught in the trap, you go ahead. But
Don't worry. I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, I'd say about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the bridge, fella.
Well, if you want to know the truth, it almost took longer.
Oh?
Well, halfway here I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to fall under the spell of your salesmanship.
Sure you don't think I've been selling you anything?
No, you've given me something, and that's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving.
Oh, yes, you have something beautiful.
Marion,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all till I was you. There was love in roses. They tell me in sweet fragrant meadows. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all
Marion, there's a lot of things you don't know about me. Greg! Excuse me. I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it. Now what?
who's the salesman here? It looks like she's selling and you're buying.
I think he brought balance, didn't I?
Well, she's so far off balance, you can't tell from a catboat in a hurricane.
Go get the rig. Go get the rig. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. So, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to go into that just now, do we?
No, or ever for that matter. Harold, the librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first came to town.
Oh? About what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Indiana Conservatory about 5. Harold, there was no conservatory in Out 5.
Why, there's certainly...
Because the town wasn't even built until Out 6. I'll see what the social.
You knew all this time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came.
Why, you little... Greg! He isn't anywhere around here. Let's try down by the creek. Now wait a minute here, son.
I'm not your son. Leave go me.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyway.
I would too.
Would not.
Would you? Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty, rotten crook?
Yes.
Baby, no, you big liar.
What's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now I'm bigger than you and gonna get it all, so you better quit wiggling. Now, there are 2 things you're entitled to know. 1, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the start. That's why I wanted you in the band in the first place. Just so you'd quit moping around, feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to now?
Well, now that I think of it, it isn't really any of your business.
I wish you never come to River City.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he ever said about how every kid in this town walked around here all summer and looked and acted, and especially you. And the parents, too. Do you think Mom never wanted him to come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No. No. No, go, Harold, please.
Go on, Professor. Hurry up.
I can't go with you, brother.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door. Greg! They're here! That way!
Come on, Professor! That way! That way!
Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them nay.
Well, I should think there ought to be some of you who couldn't forget our everlasting, Iowa-summer, chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Some of you ought to be grateful to him and for what he's brought to River City, and if so, I should think you would want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there is a person in this hall who doesn't believe this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, please step forward. Eulalie, step back. Have you people forgotten how you bought expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced band instruments? Have you people forgotten that the guarantee that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band?
think meant think.
If you, I feel like I'm accepting an award at the Oscars or something like that. But first and foremost, we have to thank the Parents Association. Without the funding for this, we would never have happened. So, thank you to the parents. There are special parents in particular, Mr. and Mrs. Chu. They have been Mr. Chu has been director of photography for the past 3 years since William started here in the 6th grade. And he's been so helpful. Anytime I need something, he's like, you got it, I'm there. Called him up on Monday because the sets were falling apart. I said, I need help. He said, I'm there. And he just totally went out and bought all the materials that I needed to put all the flats and everything back together again. So, Mr. Chu, Mrs. Chu, you rock. There are also two very special colleagues of mine, Kelly Cuevas and John Goodman. The band director and sports director, Ms. Cuevas has been taking of her own time to help direct the Music Man Band. When I asked her to do it, she said, my pleasure, so God bless you for that. The Music Man Band rocked out tonight big time. And Mr. Goodman, I love you. This man has given up so much of his time to get these guys to be able to sing all these wonderful songs. There's one person, if I forget him, he will never let me hear the end of it, and that is Nissim, a.k.a. Knuckles. He is our technical director. Nissim literally fell on my doorstep 3 years ago. I don't even know how. He's like fell out of the basket, and he just became the technical director. He's now at Forest Hills High School, and he comes back and he runs all the lights, all the sounds, helps put everything together. There's also 3 remarkable kids who designed the sets. Several months ago, Kuzan, Azra Ashi, and Anna Radana. These girls have spent countless hours after school and their art students designing all the sets and the backdrop and everything. These girls have been absolutely amazing the amount of hours that they have put in. I could not have done this without them. There's 2 other girls who deserve an amazing mention. That's Hannah Balco and Michelle Sherman, who choreographed. I've been able to let him take over and she's directing. And there's a special young lady, Mia Acevedo. She's the stage manager, and she has also been putting all the props together, helping run everything backstage. I'm going to wrap this up, I swear. Jimmy, I love you. He's the one who scrambled up so many supplies for me. The yellow to me a lot, but he's rock. And Mrs. Dente, who is also a rock support that here. We feel very blessed to have her. And Mr. Sirachi, we couldn't ask for a better principal who is so in support of the arts.